Hello, how you doing? Just wanted to make another quick video while I'm sitting here. I wanted to talk a little bit about stretching, specifically about my plans for sort of the immediate / semi-immediate future, what I'm hoping to accomplish over the next couple of months. I have hopefully some exciting things coming up. I thought I have ordered a few bits and bobs jewellery wise, and yeah, I thought I'd talk about it all. A couple of new pieces of jewellery I've got, some stuff I've got on the coming on order on the way, and what I hope to actually stretch very, very soon. Fingers crossed. Can't actually cross my fingers. There we go. Fingers crossed. So yeah, first might as well talk about the stuff that's actually arrived. So I ordered, on the same day actually, I ordered a pair of tunnels for my lobes and 2 pairs of tunnels for my conches. I was fiddling about. I don't even know what I was actually doing. I was just checking through some of my random bits of jewellery I've got, and I basically found an 18mm plug, and I thought, you know what, let's just see if that'll fit in this conch, because I'd recently figured out that I've had this conch at 17mm for something like over 2 years at this point. It's just been sitting there doing nothing, chilling out. I figured if it's been that size for that long, what's another millimetre? Hopefully another millimetre will slide through nicely. And yeah, it did, basically, long story short. So I thought, you know what, I'll actually get myself sorted out and actually order a couple of pieces. And so I was going to order a pair of 18s, because I've recently got this one to 17 as well. So I figured now that this one's comfortably at 17, it's about time I actually put a little bit of effort into getting this guy up another size. So I ordered a pair of, a pair of 18 and a pair of 19mm tunnels. I get them from Stonewolf Adornments. There you go. Plugging the wrong company. Yeah, Stonewolf Adornments. They've become pretty much my go-to for anything Jewellery or PGFE or anything like that. Pretty sure I said that when I got the black piece for my septum as well, because I got that from the same place. But yeah, so I figured I would actually order 2 pairs at once, just so I have 2 pairs, basically. No real reason other than that. But they turned up a little while ago. Nothing fancy, basically the same as these guys. Just a which is which, let me check. Yep, let's see that. Don't know how well you can see. Are we in focus? This is the 19, is the 18. Yep, nothing fancy, just a pair of black, let's get in focus, black Jewellery, just as basically the same as these guys again. Nice long tunnels in order to accommodate the swelling, because they even when they've been at one size for a long time, I can guarantee you when I stretch them, they will swell up like anything. And in fact, I had actually started putting a little bit of tape around this one, so I still use the taping method quite frequently. I figured maybe if I can get it part way to 18 before I actually go for the full stretch, then fingers crossed it wouldn't be so bad. I had 4 layers of tape around it, and it was started getting a little bit tender even at that size. That's roughly 1/2 millimetre, so I figured I'd leave it there, let it chill out. And then I went to a local gig to support a friend's band, and I took a massive smack to the ear. Typical. And the ear got really tender and swelled up, so I thought, you know what, I'm not gonna risk this. I'm not gonna make it really unhappy. I just took it out, let it all chill out again, and again it's back at 17. But yeah, just to prove a point, how loose it actually is. Let me pop this out. Yeah, that's the 17 there, the one that just popped out of my ear, and the 18. You can sort of see, you can almost see it's a little bit bigger. It's easier if I do that. Easier. Yeah, you can just about see it's a little bit bigger. So the 18 here, it should just slide right in. There you go, just like that. I'll get a bit closer. And that's it, sitting in there at 18. Now I'm not going to keep it at that size at the moment, because as I said, I can guarantee it will swell up a lot and it will be very tender, and it will take quite some time to heal up. And yeah, in about 3 weeks time I am going to Download Festival, and I can tell you from experience, 3 weeks is not enough time for a freshly stretched conch piercing to settle down. So I am going to wait until I get back from the festival, and then I have about a 2-month gap in between the end of that and the start of my next festival, which will be Bloodstock Festival in August. That, I'm pretty confident, should, fingers crossed, again, be enough time for all the swelling, for all that to actually settle down, and for it to actually be comfortable. So I'm really hoping that, as it's been so very long since the last time I stretched this here, that it will be a one and done deal. I'll only have to do it the once, and I won't have to worry about I won't have to worry too much about difficult healing, and that it should, fingers crossed, touch wood, all that good stuff, it should be relatively plain sailing, and just yeah, that'll be it. It'll be done. Fingers crossed, like I keep saying. I am hoping and praying that is the case, because that would make life so much simpler. Because the amount of times I have been up and down to the same size with my conches, it's unbelievable. It normally takes a long time and a lot of effort, but I'm fairly certain 2+ years is long enough at one size for it to be happy. Yeah. But yeah, overall the jewellery pretty much exactly the same as always. Just a real long wearable area on a black Delrin tunnel. Now I don't know how well you can see. Hopefully you can see. Yeah, you can just about see there. The flares on the new one, this is the new guy, are actually quite a bit smaller. I thought the only time they ever really give me any bother is if I lay on them awkwardly at night, and the flares, even just the small, I think these are 1.5mm flares, these small flares, they will just sort of not even really dig in, but just lay awkwardly. So I figured I'll give them a go, actually have even smaller flares, just to test it out, see how that goes. Hopefully you can see just how small the flares are. As they are cartilage, and it's not really particularly flexible, I'm pretty confident even a flare that small will be fine, because it's not like I'm going to have a massive gap like that around my conches that the flare is likely to be pulled through. So I'm pretty confident that will be enough to hold it in place. So I'm going to give that a go anyway this time around, just to see, and fingers crossed that'll all be good. So I forget the exact date it was when I got this guy up, but it was only a couple of months ago. So it'll still be a good couple of months before that's ready to even try getting that up to 18. But I am more than confident that I will be able to get them both at least up to 18 before the end of this year. I am very confident about that. So, and I say we're in, yeah, it'll be halfway through June, so basically 6 months before the end of the year. So I'm pretty confident that, provided this first attempt goes well, as I'm fairly certain it will, it'll be 6 months before the end of this year, so touch wood, I will actually be able to give this here a go, even at getting up to 19mm, which would be really nice. I'm still undecided exactly what size I want to, because long term I would love to get them up to something ridiculous like 28-30mm, but that'll be a long time, and I want to get them up to some size and then give them an extended rest where I give both of them a good couple of years off and just let them chill out. And when I do that, I'll probably start focusing on like other things. I'll get like my outer conches done at last and start doing that, or something along those lines, and just start work on something else and give them a nice long time just to chill out and really relax at one size. I'm still undecided what size I'll do that at. I quite like the thought of maybe doing that at perhaps 21 or 22 millimeters. If I go to 22, that's probably still a good 2 years or so away, because I do stretch them so slowly, and it's so unusual for the very first attempt with my conches for them to actually settle in. So that always pushes it back another couple of months while they settle down and stop being tender again. So I reckon that's still a good couple of years away before I reach, I'll say 22 millimeters. That'll be my first next goal, where I give them a nice extended break. I think that's what I'll do. But yeah, so that's the conches. The other jewellery that I currently have on order is some bits and bobs for my lobes. As I don't know if I've mentioned, I think I talked about this over on Instagram, because I've been a lot more active over there. Basically, with my ears going up and down, part of my problem is just I do not like my ears being uneven, particularly my lobes. For whatever reason, it just really bugs me. I get the impression a lot of people have similar little mini hang-ups as well. And so one of the issues I have had, this ear has been pretty much fine the whole time, and I could have quite easily stretched it bigger by now. Probably could have had a 76 or 78 by now easily. But with this one being so much smaller, I really struggle. There's some sort of little mental hang-up that I really struggle having them very uneven for extended periods of time. But that's something I've decided I'm going to force myself to try and figure out a way just to get over that. Because there's no reason really that I can't be stretching one while it's nice and healthy, while the other one is chilling out at a smaller size. All I'm doing is making things take longer than they need to. But with that in mind, before I had come to this decision, I actually ordered a pair of 74s, because at the moment, I don't think it's in this box, I think it's on the windowsill right behind me here. I actually have just one single 74mm tunnel. And like I say, that really bugged me. So after I decided that I was going to give them a couple of months just to chill out, and before I decided that screw it, I'm going to deal with having uneven ears for a little while, I actually ordered a pair of 74mm tunnels. Now, excuse me, bit of a dry throat. Now, where was I? Yeah, so like I say, I actually ordered them at the same time as these guys. I knew they would take a little bit longer to get here, because I ordered these from Stonewall Adornments, which is in England. And my general go-to guys for big wooden stuff for my ears is Esoteric Organics, and they are from the USA. So I figured at the very least, even if they got made at roughly the same time, it would take a little bit longer just for that to be shipped over here and all that sort of stuff. However, unfortunately, a little bit of bad news, not bad news, hardly the end of the world, but a little bit of unfortunate news, shall we say. At the beginning of this week, it might have been Tuesday or something. It's Thursday now, just for clarity's sake. It was basically the start of this week. I got an email from them. The wood I had chosen was pink ivory. As I've mentioned before on this channel, I absolutely adore that wood. It's my favourite sort of wood to have earrings made out of. But it's not a very common type of wood, and so companies sometimes have issues sourcing it. And yeah, they messaged me earlier this week saying in the process of drying the wood out, which is something all companies should do before they actually turn the wood and make the earrings, in the process of it being dried, the blanks actually split and cracked and became unusable for making earrings. That's something that happens. It is something I have training in past. It is something that I've had happen in the past with other companies, and it's just part of the process, unfortunately. But they did say that was also the last piece of wood they had that was large enough to actually make what I'd ordered, and they were having trouble sourcing any other bits. So instead they said I could either have a refund goodness, excuse me, I could either have a refund or just change type of wood. And honestly, of all the places I've had jewellery made from, they are pretty much the best. That's why I always choose them, I always go with them. They're reasonably priced, they make really high quality jewellery in my opinion. So I figured, you know what, I'm going to be going with them anyway, I'll just try a different wood. So I've emailed them back and I said I will try walnut wood, which is quite a very dark brown wood. So that'd be nice anyway, I'm looking forward to that because I've never had walnut jewellery before. So if nothing else, it'd be a nice new experience and trying something a bit different. But yeah, unfortunately it does obviously mean that yeah, it'll be longer still. But as mentioned, I'm currently giving my ears a bit of an extended break anyway, just to really let them heal up before I make the push back to 3" for the billionth time. So if anything, this has worked out quite nicely, because I'll get them both back to 72. Well, this guy's 72 anyway, but get this guy back to 72, and then honestly I don't expect the jewellery to arrive probably until after both of my festivals are out of the way anyway, and that's a good 2 months from now, so that will give my ears plenty enough time just to chill out, relax at this size, and then hopefully by the time the jewellery actually does turn up, they will be happy and ready to go. So yeah, that's as far as the lobes go, that's all that. Now, other things I actually haven't ordered yet, which I do plan on arranging quite soon. First of all, I know I've said this a billion times, but I need to get stretching my tragus again. And I have finally actually measured the jewellery, because I know I've said before I wasn't even certain what size they're at. I used some little digital calipers that I've got, and the librette plugs that are in them are 2mm. So first of all, what I'm going to do, I'm going to go through all my random pieces of jewellery. I'm certain I must have plenty of 2.4mm librettes just hanging about anyway. And provided that I do, and provided I actually have 4 matching pieces, more or less matching, I can just get on and stretch my traguses and do that very soon. If not, worst case scenario, I'll just order 4 more. They're not expensive, they're not hard to get hold of. So that is something else I will be doing in the very near future. Finally actually stretching my traguses. And yeah, I need to decide once and for all what size I'm going to take them to. I'm considering probably 4mm, all 4 of them being at 4mm. I like the sound of that. So we'll get them there and then see if that'll do. And last thing would be nose stuff. I've had these guys at 4mm for absolutely ages now, my nostrils. I've had them at that size for so long now. And I just haven't stretched them because I don't wear them during the day at work. I don't know how well they would take constantly having the jewellery removed and replaced every day while I'm at work. After a fresh stretch. But I'm going to give it a go. I figured why not just try it once. If it doesn't work out, I'll know, and then I'll have to try and figure out something else. So what I will be doing quite soon, again I'll be going with Stonewolf, because they are able to make jewellery in 0.5mm jumps, and obviously these guys being 4, I will I'll order a pair of 4.5mm pieces. And what I may well do at the same time, I'm going to keep looking for my black septum tunnel. It has to be here somewhere. But if I finally get fed up of looking for that, at the same time I'll just order another piece. I'll order another piece, another 25mm piece for that. And maybe even a 26mm piece. Maybe I'll even do that, who knows. So because that is the size I would like to get my septum to once and for all, and just let it chill out forever at 26. I think that's the size I would love to just stop at these days. I won't be going any bigger than that because, as mentioned many times, I have a real thin spot in my septum now, and I am not willing to risk that splitting. But yeah, I'm more than confident I could let it chill out at 26. I never had any issues. I never even really had any problems at 28, but I'm not going to risk that. But yeah. So fingers crossed in the next few months, my lobes will be back at 72 and then 74 within the next couple of months. I will finally be pushing this conch up to 18 permanently. And yeah, actually give 4.5mm a go in the nostrils. So that'll be good fun. Anyway, yes, I hope this hasn't been too much of a waffly long video. I see we're coming up on 21 minutes already, which is a lot longer than I expected. But there you go, what you're gonna do. I like to waffle on about body modifications if you hadn't realised. So yeah, that's everything that I plan on doing stretching wise in the immediate future. I've got a handful of other little plans, maybe I'll talk about in another video. But it is now, blimey, it's 10:15. And for me normally getting up at 4:30 in the morning, going to bed at 10:15 at night is really late for me. So I'm going to get ready and go to bed. So again, thank you very much. If you stuck all the way through this, I don't know, give it a little thumbs up or something in the comments just to say you actually did and just to prove you actually got through the lot. And yeah, I'll say ta-ra for now. I can hear another train coming. I don't know what the hell is going on tonight. There's never this many trains. But yeah, there's another train going by, so I'm going to say goodnight. Ta-ra for now. Speak to you all again soon.